Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rolf, and I have Laurie Wilhite.
Correct.
I got it right.
Yay.
And she is the author and also a kayaker, and the book she has written is Paddle to the Pacific. She is in the store right now, signing books and talking kayaking, right?
Kayaking and adventure.
So tell me what you did.
Well, when I retired from teaching after 30 years, I decided to get to know the Columbia River better. So I paddled from John Day Dam, where I grew up in Goldendale, all the way to the ocean. Thus, Paddle to the Pacific was born. But I never set out to write a book. I had encouragement from friends and family, and so I wrote a book during the pandemic because we all needed something to do, right?
And so how far is that?
From John Day Dam to, I went beyond Astoria, actually, right out to Clatsop Spit. It's about 280 miles.
And tell me how that works.
Well, for me, it worked about 15 miles at a time. And as you can see from the map, the circled numbers actually became chapters in the book. And because it was a journey of reflection about my life along the Columbia River, I didn't do it in order. I did it when family and friends could join me. And life happens along the way. Like I thought I would finish at the Pacific Ocean, but there was a stretch in the gorge by Wind Mountain that was always so windy I just couldn't get by it. And so actually my finish was with a bagpiper at Drano Lake in the middle of the Columbia River Gorge.
Oh, wow. That's great. And over what span of time did this?
Well, it took about 2 years because my son lives in Seattle and my best friend lives in Vancouver, Washington, and I have friends around that wanted to do a stretch. And so again, we have, the book became an adventure. We have fresh bear tracks where we pulled up on a beach one time. We discovered some hidden waterfalls in the Columbia River Gorge that aren't usually publicized, and we saw things in a different way. So instead of rushing from Goldendale to Portland my whole life for appointments or vacations, I slowed down and got to know the river better.
And is 15 miles what you can do in a day? Is that?
If the wind is
Right.
in your favor, otherwise it's much less than that. But I enjoyed spending time with my family and friends, and we don't think we ever spent the night actually on the river. We shuttled and portaged our way all the way to the ocean. We did camp nearby. That was fun too. But
And so the book is really more about the journey and life than it is about kayaking.
well, I would say it's a combination because I have been a paddler and a kayaker and a canoeist for 40 years, and I've learned a thing or two, but also safety is really important. So if anyone was looking for a retirement adventure or a summer adventure, I could highly recommend doing this stretch. So people by reading the book could learn about what it feels like and what some hazards are and about how strong river eddies are. And in the afternoon on the Columbia, the wind comes up. In the morning, it can be calm like a lake, but I call it the beauty and the beast because it really can stop your journey abruptly.
Yes, we know a bit about wind here.
That's true. I thought they invented wind actually.
And you also have some postcards or some cards, is that what I'm?
I do. I was a journalism teacher, and in the book there's over 200 photos, and I took 10 of my favorite photos from the journey and made them into greeting cards. But the fun thing is I have a friend in California who's very creative, and he took a regular picture and stylized it, and he actually put me in a Monet because I love Impressionist artists, and so he took the picture of me with Mount Hood and stylized it. So it's just extra fun because I love these pictures. So.
And so these are available today as well.
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. Well, for those who are just joining us, we do have Laurie Wilhite with us, who is the author of Paddle to the Pacific. I should say we're at Gerald's in beautiful Ellensburg, Washington, and it is Friday afternoon. And Laurie's going to be with us until about 5 o'clock today. So we encourage you to come down and say hi. Laurie is a graduate from Central.
Go Wildcats.
So come on, Wildcats, come in and support her. And if you just want to come in and talk about, I bet she even talked to you about publishing a book, about making a journey of this sort, and also about kayaking.
Right, we're gonna do a little safety kayak demonstration with the dry bag and what to bring and what not to bring. Just for fun.
Oh, that's great. So come on down and say hi. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and we'll see you in a little bit. We are open until 6 today.